So people, in last few days, we saw how to create dashboards, how to create homepage, and then we saw how to handle this reports, static, dynamic, and also we saw how to use these checkboxes and few other controls. And some of the dashboards, some of the reports actually we created by using macros as well. Now imagine that now the Excel options, whatever we have, can actually give me similar kind of reports by using pivot tables as well. So whenever you feel that I want to create some reports, which has to be dynamic with very less, say, formulas, less codes, but still getting high-end reports, then we have a lot of options available in Excel now, that is by using pivot tables and slicers. So let's work on that, a complete dashboard from scratch. Now assume that I have one data set like this. It's the same data what we have used for the entire, most of the courses. I'm using the same data here. Let's assume that I have this data. First, I'll save this. Let's save it in our folder here. Let's save this. I'll not mention this as .xlsm. Let it be Excel file only. Session 0. Project using pivot tables. Okay. First, what we'll do, we'll just name this WKS data. We'll create one page. And this one, we call it as WKS report. Assuming that I'm just creating only one page report. If you want multiple pages, so please plan accordingly. And you can use the same concept what we used for dashboard designing. Same thing, you can use it for this as well. All right. Now I created one page. I'll say WKS report. We'll try to hide all the grid lines so that we'll have this space. Then we can have some buttons here and we can have some reports here. So what we'll do, we'll try to create the reports and slowly one by one, we'll try to, arrange the reports. All right. So first thing, we'll create one pivot table. So I'll go here, insert, and I can say convert this into table so that if the data is getting added, okay, you want to make it dynamic, the range has to be dynamic. I'll go here, I'll convert this into table. And I'll name this, I'll say TBL underscore data. Done. First, I'll convert the data into table. I'll try to create a pivot table now, a simple pivot table. Here we'll say from table or range. I'll say new worksheet. And then I'll say, okay. Here I'm getting one placeholder. I'll start creating the pivot table. We know that simple pivot table will create. Now I want to create one region report. I'll go here. I'll take this region. I'll drag and drop. I have the sales. I'll drag and drop. Done. Now this is my data. I want to create chart. What I'll do, I will select this pivot table, go to insert. You see how easy it is now to create the chart. Go here. I will select any of these charts. I'll select this chart. A chart is created. What is the advantage of this? If you go here, let me just take this region here. Then let me take this segment, put it here. You can see that I have this filter here. Let me just take the central and click on this. See, this will get changed automatically. Change anything here. Whatever values are getting updated in this pivot table, so this also will get updated. Now, what I'll do, say right click. I'll say hide buttons. All the buttons are hidden. I don't want this legend. I'm just trying to format it. What I'll do is I'll take this, cut this, and I'll put it in this report. I got this one chart here like this. Let me reduce this. Any formats, whatever we do for normal chart, same thing we can do here also. I'll just delete this and let's delete this title as well. I'll try to format this so that once I do the formats, the same thing I can copy and paste, or I can do the formats for other charts as well. Let me select here, right click. I'll go to the formats, right click and say format data series. Here I have this cap width. Let me try to reduce this so that we'll have some thickness like this. I'll select font, always I'll keep it as Arial. Then here I'll make it as 8. See this one. Suppose if you think you want to change the labels, let's go here, number format. Let's say number. We'll take 1000 separators. So here display units, I'll make it as thousands. See, this is in thousands so that we get something like this. Number, I'll just remove the decimal numbers. Okay, so that depends on your project, what you're actually working. So here you can see I created one chart, right? Okay, now if you still want to make it more further, some designs and also I want this rounded corners. You can see I have this rounded corners. We can do the designs however we want. Let's resize this. Later on, we can still resize because we have a lot of space here. We'll see what best we can do. Okay, right. Similarly, I want to create more other charts. Now what I'll do, I'll take one heading also. Let me go here. I'll take one shape, put it here like this. Keep it here like this. Okay. Now let's say sales. Why this is segment. I'll format this. Formatting is very important in your dashboard. Okay. Arial. Say 10. Bold. Center. Okay. If you want to change the color, you can go here. Go to the shape format. Here we have various different formats. Check whichever format is actually looking good. Let's say we'll take this format. Right? Okay. Now, let's go to this sheet, the pivot table. What I'll do, I will copy this. Okay. Don't create a new pivot table. I'll copy it and I'll paste it here. Now I'll remove this segment and then I will take ship mode. Here is that ship mode. Here. Now there is another table here. I'm trying to create all the reports and finally I'll make it dynamic. Okay. Now I don't want this. Later on we'll remove that when we create the slicer. So I have this. Let me just go here. I'll say insert and then we'll insert a column chart. Let me cut this and I'll put it here. So I need to format accordingly. So what we'll do, let's go and check. Let's say, we'll try and see. Quickly we'll format this, say right click and say hide all the buttons. Reduce this. Same thing, we'll remove this, we'll remove the title. And here we'll have the same kind of format. So quickly we'll format this. I'll go here. Units, I'll take it as thousands. Whatever you want, say if you want that to be in millions or whatever, you just plan accordingly. And then we'll go here. Border and say rounded corners. remove the grid lines. Right, let's adjust this. If you think you want to know the size, let's go here. Here we have this size. Let's see 5.87, 8.12. Select this and see what is it. 5.87. We can specifically mention that also here. Then what is that? 8.1. So that it will be accurate. Okay. And this one, format data series. Go and check what is that I've given. 35. Same thing will give. Also 35. See? All right. Okay. Now this one I'll just make a copy, Control Shift, and you can drag this. This will be by shift mode. See, I got this two charts. Now it looks like static. We'll make it dynamic. I'll tell you how to make it dynamic. Let's take one more chart here. Let's go here. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. I'll take let's take category and I'll put it here. Okay. So here also we'll create one chart, say insert. So quickly we'll go here and insert. Cut this and we'll paste it here. So quickly we'll try to format it. Again, we can keep the chart here. Right click on the buttons and say hide all the buttons. Then next remove the grid lines. We'll remove this title so that we'll get some space. The size we know that. Go to size. So here 5.87 and then 8.1. Let me check if it is right. Go to this 5.87, 8.12. See? Now the border, I'll go and I'll say rounded corner. And this one, say right click, say format data series. This is 35 is what I've given. And then this one, the number format, we'll say 1000. Again, I'm telling this one, depending on your data, you can plan accordingly. All right, now the heading, go here, sales by category. Let's align this, say, let me select this, 3 different charts, go to shape format. Here we'll have this alignment. I'll say align on top, see, all aligned properly. Then let's say we'll align horizontally, done. Now try to align center. You can use F4 so that, the same action is repeated, see. So how quickly we can do this chart? All right, okay. So now we created 3 different reports here. If you want label, go here, we can select this data labels. And this one, we can select this number format. We can make it with 0 decimals. Okay, so this is also in thousands actually. Okay, same thing. Suppose if you want here, quickly say add data labels, control 1, then say number. Changing this to 0 decimals. Right, I'm just adding all the data labels here. All right, so here my few reports have generated here, it's created. Suppose if you think that I want to add some more reports, what I can do, I can go here and I can add it. So if you think you want to make it more, little more formatting, so let me go here. I'll just try to add something like this. Send it back. Then this one, I'll make it format. Let me change the color of it. Let me make it a slight gray. And then no line. Let me give some shadow. Yeah, see, something like this. So if you think that you want to make it more, formatting things, so you can do like this. We take it little down so that we can have a banner there. Right? Okay. Now, suppose if you think you want to add some more reports here. So what is that? Let's say I want to add some line chart, okay, some profits or something. Let me go here and see if you can create some line chart. Copy this, paste it. Now I'll say right click, show data field. Here instead of this category, let me go and take this order date. Okay, I've taken this order date. If you see, the order date is actually based on some groups. Now I have this hierarchy for the dates. We'll have the hierarchy that is year, month, quarter, or something. Let me right click and I'll go to this group. If you go to this group, you can see there are so many different groups. I'll just go here. I'll remove this, the other groups, and I'll keep it as month. See, I'm getting this month. Now let me create one chart. Let's go here. I'll say chart. We'll create a line chart. See, got a line chart. Now cut this, go here to this report, paste it, and I'll keep it here. Like this. Let me hide all the buttons. Remove this total. Right? Now we'll say format, and then we'll take this border. Same thing like what we did. Quickly we'll try to format it. Say border. We'll say rounded corners. Now let's try to adjust this. Let's try to format this label, and I'll say thousands. Okay. Right. Let's see if this actually looks good if you make it transparent. Just trying xenophill. Then let me give a border. I'm just trying out if this actually looks good. It's not looking good, then we can go back to our sim. I think this should be looking good. Control Shift C. And let's say Control Shift V. No, it won't work. So you have to do it manually. So no fill and say solid line. We'll select this as the solid line. So quickly I'll do the same thing for all the other charts. Border, solid line. So no fill, solid line, and this line. See, I think this also looks good. Let's keep it as is. Let me also save this. Next is, I have one more space here. If you want to create some tables or something, you can do that. So what we'll do, we'll try to create one map. Okay. So let me go here again. I'll copy this. See, whatever you want to create, so keep creating that. But copy and paste. Here I'll try to take the map. Okay. Show field list. I'll remove this order date. And then let me take the state and I'll put it in. Let me just see if we can create that map chart here. If not, then I'll tell you there are different ways to create that. Let me just see. Okay, it is saying that you cannot create this chart type with the data inside pattern. Please select the chart. Okay, no worries. We'll try to create the map chart. I'll tell you how to create that. Okay, so let me go here. I'll say all. See, what you do, the map chart will not be created by using this pivot table. If that is the case, don't worry. I'll tell you, there is a simple way to do that. Say equals and get the data here like this. Here. Equals. Let me select all the data here. Okay. So I have the data here. Let's say state. And here also sales. Now let me go and try and create the map. See, I'm getting the map. Now let me go here and select this central. See, only central will be highlighted. Let me select this south and say okay. See, only south will be highlighted. Now what I'll do, I'll cut this. Go to this report and then we'll keep this chart here. We'll remove all these labels. So this is not required for me, so that we'll get some space there. Okay, see, we got the map. Same format we'll do quickly. No fill. Then we'll say solid line. We'll take this border. Okay, right. Let's go to the size. 5.87. 8.1. Now, if I go to this fill, here I'm trying to give the border. We don't have the rounded border here. Okay. See, all these are actually looking good, but here, I think we'll introduce this. Okay. See, we don't have the rounded border for this map. So what should I do? I'll tell you, there is a trick for that. We'll go here, we'll say no border. Okay. Now what I'll do is, I'll go here, I'll take one shape. That's it. Now this one I'll say no fill. And let's go to this line. We'll take this border. Done. So I'll take this border here and I'll put it here. That's all. So if you don't have that border, don't worry. We can have something like this. So you should have a little patience. That's it. Otherwise, you can create wonderful dashboards like this. What is the size here? Let me go and check. Size, height is 5.56. Okay, width you cannot match because width is totally different here. So here it is 5.56. Let me select here. I'll make it as 5.56. 5.56. We'll align this to top. Done. Now the same width, whatever is there here, we'll take that. It is 8.12. For this also, I think it's 8.12. Done. See. Now, quickly I had created some reports. So you can also create report however you want. That depends on your plannings, whatever you have done. Now the thing is here, I need to get some buttons. That is the filterings. Every time I cannot go and keep on changing that, selections here. So what I'll do, I'll go here. Let me take this for buttons like this. Okay. Right. Now what I'll do is say Control A. Control A. Let me just slightly move it here like this because we can have some space. So I'll increase this little. right? See, done. Now here, let's say I want to add some logo or something. You can add a logo here if you have a logo. Let me see if I have some logo. Quickly, I'll just get one logo. So if you see the same thing we did in our Power BI as well, same thing quickly, I'll just take. I have a logo. Copying this. Let's see if you can drag and drop. Let me take this logo and I'll keep it. I want separator, I'll go here. Same thing we did in our Power BI as well. So same data I've taken. So I'm just using the same concept here as well. I'll change this to white color. Okay. Now comes the slicers here. That is where we actually filter the data. If you go and check this, here I have the filters here where I'm filtering the data here. Instead of this, what I'll do, I'll go to this pivot table analysis and you have this insert slicer. I will take region as my slicers. Okay, let me. If you think you want to format, you can go here. There are so many formatting options here. See, let me cut this. Go here and I'll paste it. I can keep it here like this. So if you think you want to format, you can go and you can format. Right click and say settings. And go here. We have the slicer settings. Here it says region as my heading. Let it be. So if you think you want to have the sorting, so you can do the sorting here. And then we have this. Sometimes what happens, you don't have the data, so that will get disabled. So if you want to do that, we can go here. So if anything is deleted, so these things you can go and check. Display headers. If you don't want, you can remove the headers here. You say, okay, see the headers are gone. But let the headers be there so that it will be easy for us to know, what are the selections, what is this particular slicer is all about. See, I'll click on this list. Can you see that? The data is getting filtered like this. But my intention is not only this chart, the entire report has to get filtered. Right click and then say report connections. Now here I have all the pivot tables. I'll just try to connect all the pivot tables. Say okay. Now you see when I click on east, see. Okay. Right. Let's go here. Then right click report connection. This is not connected. That's why this is not. Now you see. Right. Now let's say I want to get some cards. So what are cards? Cards are nothing but the summarized reports. So what I'll do, I'll go here. I'll take. I have this one for. I'll take the same thing here. And I'll minimize this. Okay. I want to get the total sales here, the overall total sales of whatever selections I do. So for that, what I'll do, here I'll take, let me copy this. Now we can remove this. This is not required. This is just for your sake. I just kept it. I will copy this and I'll put it somewhere here. What I'll do, I'll remove this segment. You can see that I'm getting this total sales. Same thing, let me copy and I'll put it here. Instead of this sales, I'll take this profit. See, I'm getting the sales and profit both. Now let me go to this report, select this slicer. We created two more pivot table that is also connected now. Now what I'll do is I'll take one text box. Take a text box. I will say equals and select this data. Make it as L4. I will take this. Now if you want to format this, say control 1. We'll go here. Say number, 1000 separators. But we'll go to this custom and I'll give one comma. So this is thousands actually. And this one we can keep it as millions. And I'll say dot 00 if you want to get the decimal numbers. This is million, I'll say M slash. See, just 2 million. Same thing we can copy and we'll paste it here. It is 0.29 millions. So I'm giving the data in millions. Now I'll go here. You can see that I'm getting this reference. I'll try to format this Arial. I'll make it as 20. It's too big. I'll make it as 60. Okay. Old. Let's keep it here. Let me remove the space. Okay. See, I got the data. Now, if you want to give one title here, let me go here. I'll say total sales. Yes. We reduce further. Okay. See. Now, if I select this, can you see that? It's getting changed. I'm going to make this in thousands. You can go here, control 1, remove one comma, and make this as K. This is in thousands. If you go and check, now this is in thousands. See now, see. Now let's say if you want to get one icon here, sometimes you would have seen some, data here where we have some icons. Let me go here, and here I have this insert icons. Icons are what? A small image kind of thing. Whatever image you want, I'll say sales. Let's see if I have any sales. Let me just take something like this. I'll reduce this. Can keep it here like this. All right. Now, if I click on this, see. Now, let me go here. Select all this. I'll make one more copy. And here I'll say profit. Okay. Now here, Control Shift C so that I'll have that format. This is L4. So I have this what? O4. Let's change the reference to O4. paste the format. Go here, copy this format, and we'll paste the format. That's it. See, you can change the icon if you want. You can keep that icon, or you can change this icon. Insert, and I'll say icon. Just take some random icons. Okay, so I'm not checking the particular icon. I'm just keeping it. So whatever icon you want, you can keep it here like this. Now you just see the entire dashboards looks very good. Now we'll take one more. Okay, the separators I'm giving. And if you think you want to put something here, just put it here. Let me align this. Let me save this. Now here I want a banner. So what I'll do, I'll go here. I'll insert one banner here. So what is banner? It is nothing but the shape. Let's go here. I'll just take this. See, whichever looks good, we can take that. Right. Let me take one text box. And here we'll say sales profit dashboard. And we'll keep it here. Change this to Arial. And then let's make it as space. And we'll say bold. Align this center and middle. And this one, make it white. That's it. See? And let me make it full screen. See? If you want to hide this headings, let's go here. I'll say view headings. The next full screen. See? Now, if I click on this east, see? You can see the reports are getting updated. So likewise, we can actually create the dashboards. Let me change this color. So this is how actually we can create the dashboards. So one simple example I've given like this, we can create wonderful dashboards by creating pivot table. So I'll go here, I'll hide this now. This data also will hide this. Okay, right. So this is what we have for dashboards. We can plan accordingly. So depending on whether it should be static, it should be dynamic, interactive, we can plan accordingly and we can create the dashboards. So let me stop here.